This year will not change for you unless you change for it. You don't need more goals, more motivation, or more promises. You need ruthless focus. The kind of focus that cuts through noise, rejects distractions, and forces your life into forward motion. For too long, you've allowed your attention to be stolen, your time to be diluted, your potential to be scattered. That ends now. This is the reset, your blueprint to eliminate the meaningless, elevate the essential, and step into a life built by clarity, discipline, and deliberate action. You are not here to try. You are here to transform. Chapter 1. Stop living on mental autopilot. You don't need another year spent drifting. You don't need another year where you hope things get better, while your habits stay exactly the same. This chapter exists for one reason: to wake you up from the mental autopilot that has silently controlled your life. Because here is the truth. Most people are not making decisions. They are reacting. Most people are not directing their lives. They are responding to whatever shows up in front of them. Most people are not living with intention. They are living with momentum. Momentum built from yesterday's habits, last year's patterns, and a lifetime of unchallenged behaviors. And if you don't interrupt that momentum, it will drag you right into another year of scattered focus and wasted potential. You have a choice. You always have a choice. That's the key. But you can't make a powerful choice while your mind is on cruise control. Let's break the autopilot. The truth about your daily patterns. Every day, without realizing it, you follow a chain of small behaviors that shape your entire mental state. Not because you decided on them, but because they've become automatic. Think about your mornings. Most people don't wake up with a plan. They wake up and reach for their phone before their eyes are fully open. Not because they choose to, but because that habit made the choice for them. The phone decides what they see. The phone decides what they feel. The phone decides what they think about for the first hour of the day. And here's the dangerous part. Once your attention is hijacked in the morning, it becomes easier to lose it for the rest of the day. This is the pattern. This is the autopilot. This is the silent thief that steals your focus before your day even starts. If you don't control your attention, something else will. And usually, it's something that doesn't care about your goals, your discipline, or your progress. The accidental routines ruining your focus. Let's expose the 3 biggest autopilot routines most people fail to recognize. 1. The morning scroll. You don't check your phone. You surrender your attention. You give your mental clarity away before you've even taken a deep breath. You fill your mind with randomness, noise, and other people's priorities. You start the day reacting instead of directing. It's not about the phone. It's about discipline. 2. The scattered task cycle. You open a tab, then another, then another. You jump from task to task thinking you're being productive, when really you're building the habit of fragmentation. Scattered actions create a scattered mind. A scattered mind cannot focus. A mind that cannot focus cannot build anything meaningful. That's the key. 3. The passive decision loop. What should I do next? You ask this question dozens of times a day because your mind is not following a plan. It's searching for stimulation. Passive decisions lead to passive results. Every time you ask, "What now?" you surrender power to the easiest option, and the easiest option is rarely the right one. If you don't control your attention, something else will. You've been reacting instead of directing. The hardest truth to accept is this: you might not be living your own life. You might be living a life shaped entirely by habit, convenience, algorithm, expectation, and impulse. Mental autopilot gives you the illusion of movement but the reality of stagnation. You feel busy. You feel tired. You feel occupied. But you're not moving forward, you're just moving. This is why people feel stuck even when they're working hard. They're not lacking effort. They're lacking intention. You have a choice. You can continue reacting, or you can begin directing. That's the key. Breaking the autopilot, the 3-step reset. If you want ruthless focus, you must take back control of the smallest parts of your life. Because small habits build big mindsets. Step 1. Interrupt your automatic patterns. This is not about radical change. This is about disruption. When you wake up, don't touch your phone for the first 30 minutes. Sit up. Drink water. Breathe. Plan. This simple interruption tells your brain, I'm in control now. One interruption leads to another, and one act of control builds identity. You are training your mind to take responsibility instead of giving it away. You don't need their permission. You don't need motivation. You need intentional action. Step 2. Create a directed morning sequence. A morning routine isn't about what you do. It's about deciding it on purpose. You could stretch. You could write. You could read. You could simply sit quietly with your thoughts. It doesn't matter what the sequence is. What matters is that you choose it. Because every intentional act strengthens the part of your brain responsible for discipline. Every intentional act pulls you further away from autopilot. Step 3. Remove daily guesswork. Autopilot thrives on indecision. When you don't know what to do next, you fall back into the easiest, most distracting option. Write down 3 priorities before the day starts. Not 20. Not 10. Just 3. 3 targets. 3 commitments. 3 actions that actually move your life forward. When your mind knows where to go, it stops wandering. If you don't control your attention, something else will. The deepest truth of this chapter. You cannot live a focused life while living an automatic one. You cannot create meaningful progress with mindless habits. You cannot move forward while reacting backward. Your mind will follow whatever direction you give it. But if you give it none, it will follow the path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance leads nowhere. You have a choice. Break autopilot or be owned by it. The transformation begins now. This chapter is your wake-up call. Your interruption. Your signal to take back control of your attention, your habits, and your direction. The rest of this audiobook builds on this foundation. Everything that comes next, discipline, clarity, systems, delayed gratification, only works when you are no longer living unconsciously. You've taken the first step. You've shattered the illusion that autopilot is harmless. Now you're ready for the next level of ruthless focus. Because once you stop reacting, you can begin choosing. And once you begin choosing, you can begin transforming. Now let's go deeper. You broke the automatic patterns. Now you must eliminate the distractions that try to pull you back. Chapter 2. Cut the noise before the noise cuts your potential. There is a reason you struggle to stay focused. There is a reason your mind feels scattered, restless, overstimulated, and impatient. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you lack discipline. It's because you live in a world that is engineered to hijack your attention every second of the day. Today's noise is not background noise. It's weaponized noise, designed to steal your time, designed to hijack your dopamine, designed to keep you locked into constant stimulation instead of meaningful creation. If you don't cut the noise will cut your potential. That's the key. Noise kills clarity. Silence builds power. The science of distraction. They aren't just apps. They are attention traps. Every ding, every notification, every flashing badge on your screen is built for one purpose: to break your focus. You think you're choosing to check your phone. But in reality, your brain is chasing a micro-hit of dopamine, a tiny burst of novelty that feels good for a moment but destroys your long-term thinking. Here's the truth. Your brain wasn't built for unlimited stimulation. It was built for slow focus, patience, presence, and intentional effort. But when you expose it to constant digital noise, your patience erodes. Your depth disappears. Your ability to think long-term collapses. You become addicted to microstimulation, and as a result, you lose the ability to stay with anything long enough to make it meaningful. This is what noise does. This is how potential dies, not dramatically but quietly, one notification at a time. Noise kills clarity. Silence builds power. The cost of constant stimulation. You might not realize just how much the noise has shaped you. 1. Your attention span shrinks. You can't sit still. You can't read a full page. You can't work deeply for more than 5 minutes without wanting to check something. This is not laziness. This is conditioning. You have trained your brain to expect stimulation instead of contribution. You have built a reflex of distraction. Noise kills clarity. 2. Your long-term thinking weakens. When your mind is always stimulated, it stops caring about what happens months from now. Dopamine teaches it to care about the next 3 seconds. Notifications make the present moment louder than your future. And when the present is louder, the future is ignored. This is why people sabotage their own goals. Not because they lack desire, but because their brain has been rewired to prioritize immediacy over intention. Noise kills clarity. 3. Your willpower gets drained. Every time you resist a distraction, you spend mental energy. And the more noise you allow, the more decisions you force your brain to make. Should I check this? Should I ignore this? Should I respond? Should I scroll? Each question drains your ability to stay disciplined. And eventually, your willpower collapses under the weight of noise. Silence builds power. The only solution: aggressive elimination. You cannot manage noise. You must eliminate it. You must mute it, delete it, limit it, block it, whatever it takes. Most people fail to focus because they try to negotiate with their distractions. You can't negotiate with something designed to control you. You must cut it out. You have a choice. You always have a choice. That's the key. Let's break the noise. The 4 levels of elimination. You must treat distractions like clutter. Remove the smallest pieces first, then the largest. Level 1. Mute it. Turn off every non-essential notification. Not some. If it doesn't protect your career, your family, or your safety, it doesn't need to make noise. Your focus is too expensive to be interrupted by things that don't matter. Noise kills clarity. Level 2. Delete it. Delete the apps you mindlessly open without thinking. You know which ones they are. They pull your attention like gravity. If an app is controlling your habits, you don't need the app. You need discipline. And sometimes discipline begins with deletion. Silence builds power. Level 3. Limit it. Create time blocks for consuming content instead of letting content consume you. If you want to watch, watch with intention. If you want to scroll, scroll with limits. If you want entertainment, schedule it. When you control the container, you control the habit. That's the key. Level 4. Block it. When something repeatedly steals your attention despite your best effort, block it. Temporarily or permanently, do what you must. Your mind is not a playground for distractions. Your focus is not a resource to be taken advantage of. Your future cannot be built in an environment of noise. Noise kills clarity. Silence builds power. The real reason you need silence. Silence is not empty. Silence is where your best ideas appear. Silence is where your strongest discipline grows. Silence is where long-term thinking comes alive. You cannot hear your purpose when your mind is full of noise. You cannot hear your direction when your attention is fragmented. You cannot hear your potential when every second is filled with stimulation. Silence builds power. It builds vision. It builds discipline. It builds the kind of mind capable of creating a meaningful future. You have a choice: live in noise or rise in silence. Most people choose noise. You will choose silence. That's the key. The transformation begins when you start cutting. This chapter is not just about turning off notifications. It's about reclaiming the mental space required for growth. Every piece of noise you eliminate creates room for clarity. Every distraction you delete creates room for purpose. Every source of stimulation you block creates room for discipline. If you want ruthless focus, you must build a ruthless environment. You cannot grow while surrounded by constant mental clutter. Noise kills clarity. Silence builds power. And now that you understand how noise steals your potential, you're ready for the next step. Not just removing distractions, but building the identity of someone who stays focused on purpose. You've cut the noise. Now it's time to build the mindset. Chapter 3. Build a focus identity, not a focus moment. You don't need another burst of motivation. You don't need another productive day that fades by tomorrow morning. What you truly need is an identity, a focused identity that shows up even when you don't feel ready, don't feel inspired, and don't feel motivated. Because true focus is not an activity. True focus is not a mood. True focus is not a temporary spark you rely on when life feels exciting. True focus is an identity you step into every single day. Identity beats motivation every time. That's the key. The problem with moment-based focus. Here's the trap most people fall into. They focus when life feels smooth. They focus when they feel like it. They focus when motivation happens to show up. But motivation is unreliable. Motivation is inconsistent. Motivation disappears the moment life gets uncomfortable. If your focus depends on how you feel, you will never build anything meaningful. Feelings change. Identity doesn't. Identity beats motivation every time. What an identity really is. An identity is not a statement. It's not something you say. It's something you prove through your actions, your habits, your patterns, and your choices. A focus identity means you don't need permission to concentrate. You don't need inspiration to start. You don't need the perfect environment to work. You show up because showing up is who you are. You have a choice, to live by identity or to live by impulse. That choice defines the quality of your life. That's the key. Real-world examples, winners who built focus into their DNA. Let's make this real. Look at the people who consistently win: athletes, creators, entrepreneurs, performers, thinkers. They're not successful because they have talent. They're successful because they are disciplined enough to train their focus every day. 1. The athlete. Elite athletes don't show up to practice because it's convenient. They don't show up because they feel like training. They show up because they've built the identity of someone who trains, regardless of mood. Rain or shine. Good day or bad day. They train because identity beats motivation every time. 2. The creator. Successful creators don't wait for inspiration. They don't wait for the perfect mood or the perfect moment. They create because that's who they are. They write even when the ideas are slow. They produce even when they feel drained. They refine their craft because the identity of creator leads their actions, not their emotions. Identity beats motivation every time. 3. The entrepreneur. Thrive or struggle, boom or recession. Entrepreneurs who win stay focused. They don't let noise dictate their direction. They don't crumble when stress arrives. They don't react emotionally to every challenge. They make decisions based on identity, not impulse. Because here's the truth. The most successful people are not the most gifted. They are the most consistent. And their consistency comes from identity. Identity beats motivation every time. The big shift, from I try to focus to I am a focused person. Your mind follows your identity. Whatever you believe you are, you will behave like. If you tell yourself, I try to focus, your brain hears, focus is optional. But if you say, I am a focused person, your brain begins aligning your actions to match that identity. Your environment changes. Your habits change. Your priorities change. Your expectations change. You are no longer chasing focus. You embody it. Identity beats motivation every time. How to build a focus identity. You don't build an identity through intensity. You build it through repetition. Through small actions repeated consistently until they become automatic. Here are the 3 steps to shift your identity. Step 1. Create one non-negotiable focus habit. Not 10. Not 5. Not even 3. Just one. One habit that reinforces the identity of a focused person. Something simple like, every morning I spend 20 minutes on my most important task. Or, every day I read for 15 minutes. Or, every evening I plan tomorrow's top priorities. Small habits shape identity faster than giant ambitions. The key is consistency, not intensity. Identity beats motivation every time. Step 2. Remove the identity-ruining behaviors. Identity is strengthened by what you do, but it is also destroyed by what you allow. For example, if you say you're a focused person but you check your phone every 60 seconds, your brain knows the truth. If you say you're committed but you constantly switch tasks, your actions expose the reality. If you say you're disciplined but you indulge every impulse, your identity loses power. Remove the behaviors that pull you away from who you're becoming. This is how you build alignment. This is how you build integrity. Identity beats motivation every time. Step 3. Practice microdiscipline throughout the day. Every time you resist an impulse, you strengthen identity. Every time you finish a task without switching, you strengthen identity. Every time you delay gratification, you strengthen identity. Microdisciplines become macro identities. You don't need massive effort. You need repeated effort. That's the key. The feedback loop that builds a new you. Identity shapes habits. Habits reinforce identity. When you behave like a focused person even for 5 minutes, you tell your brain, "This is who I am now." And your brain responds by making that identity easier to maintain. This is how transformation becomes automatic. This is how discipline becomes natural. This is how consistency becomes effortless. Not through motivation, not through hype, not through inspiration, through identity. Identity beats motivation every time. The deep truth of this chapter: who you believe you are will always win against what you want to do. If you see yourself as unfocused, you will act unfocused. If you see yourself as distracted, you will behave distracted. If you see yourself as inconsistent, you will remain inconsistent. But if you adopt the identity of someone who is disciplined, intentional, and focused, your actions will rise to meet that identity. Identity beats motivation every time. You have a choice: to continue living through moments, or to begin living through identity. That choice shapes your future. That choice shapes your results. That choice shapes your life. You now understand that focus must become part of who you are. Not just something you do on good days. Not just something you do when the mood is right. This identity will become your foundation. But identity alone is not enough. You must direct that identity into execution. You built the identity. Now you must build the structure. Chapter 4: Master the art of single-target execution. Multitasking is the lie you've been sold. A lie that sounds efficient. A lie that feels productive. A lie that destroys your depth, your momentum, and your results. If you want to know why your progress feels slow, why your goals stay unfinished, and why your mind feels scattered, here's the truth. You are doing too many things at once, and finishing none of them with power. Multitasking creates fast chaos and slow results. That's the key. The people who win are not the ones who do everything. They are the ones who direct all their energy into one thing at a time. One target, one direction, one victory at a time. The cost of multitasking: what you lose when you split your mind. Let's destroy the illusion once and for all. Multitasking does not make you faster. Multitasking does not make you smarter. Multitasking does not make you more productive. Here's what it really does. It damages your ability to focus deeply. It forces your brain to repeatedly switch context. It fractures your attention into tiny, powerless fragments. And every time your attention breaks, your results weaken. 1. Multitasking destroys depth. Depth is where mastery lives. Depth is where progress accelerates. Depth is where breakthroughs happen. But multitasking keeps you at the surface, shallow, distracted, unfocused. When you jump between tasks, you restart your mind every time. And restarting drains energy you could have used to go deeper. Fast chaos. Slow results. 2. Multitasking destroys consistency. You cannot build momentum in 3 directions at once. Every time you switch tasks, you break your rhythm. And once your rhythm breaks, your brain loses flow. Flow is where productivity multiplies. Flow is where focus becomes natural. Flow is where hard work becomes effortless. Multitasking kills flow. One interruption is all it takes. 3. Multitasking destroys quality. When your attention is scattered, your work becomes sloppy. You miss details. You make mistakes. You take longer to finish simple things. Multitasking makes you feel fast but perform slow. It gives you the illusion of progress and the reality of mediocrity. Fast chaos. Slow results. One target. One direction. One victory at a time. The truth about your brain: IT was not designed for multitasking. Your brain cannot run multiple high-focus tasks simultaneously. It switches. It toggles. It jumps. And every jump has a cost. When you think you're multitasking, here's what your brain is actually doing. Pausing one task, loading another task, then attempting to resume the first task with partial memory. You lose attention. You lose momentum. You lose precision. This is why multitasking feels exhausting. Your brain is burning energy on transition, not execution. One target. One direction. One victory at a time. That's the key. The cure: single target execution. If you want ruthless focus, you must practice ruthless simplicity. Not 10 priorities. Not 5 priorities. Not even 3. Just one target per block of work. This is the method that high performers live by. This is the method that builds mastery. This is the method that multiplies your results with less effort. Let me teach it to you. The one target per block method. This method is simple. It is powerful, and it will transform the way you work. There are 3 parts. Part 1. Choose one target only. Before you start working, ask one question. What is the single most important thing I must complete in this block? Not the most interesting. Not the easiest. Not the thing you feel like doing. The most important. Your brain can give full power to one target, or divided weakness to many. This is where the discipline begins. You force your attention into a single direction. One target. One direction. One victory at a time. Part 2. Set a time container. A time block is a container. It protects your focus. It limits your distractions. It creates urgency. You can choose 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever matches the task. During that time block, nothing else exists. No switching. No checking. No wandering. No, let me just quickly look. This is the part most people fail at. They know what to focus on, but they give themselves unlimited time and unlimited distractions. Your block must be sacred. Your block must be protected. Your block must be uninterrupted. One target. One direction. One victory at a time. Part 3. Finish or stop. Never drift. When the block ends, you do one of 2 things. You finish the task, or you stop the block. But you never drift. Drifting is when your mind slips back into chaos. Drifting is when you lose clarity. Drifting is the enemy of focused execution. If you finish early, great. If you need more time, schedule the next block. But never drift in the space between. One target. One direction. One victory at a time. That's the key. The real benefits of single target execution. When you follow this method, your entire life begins to shift. 1. Your work quality skyrockets. Deep focus produces precise, powerful results. You stop making careless mistakes. You start producing work you're proud of. 2. Your stress drops. A single direction is calming. Multitasking is chaotic. When your brain knows exactly where to go, your anxiety fades and your confidence grows. 3. Your momentum compounds. One finished task creates energy. Another finished task builds inertia. And before long, your productivity becomes unstoppable. Because you're not scattering your power. You're channeling it. One target. One direction. One victory at a time. The deep truth of this chapter. Your mind becomes powerful when it stops being divided. Your results become powerful when your energy stops being scattered. Your life becomes powerful when you direct your attention with purpose. You don't need to do more things. You need to do fewer things, with more intensity and more intention. Multitasking is chaos disguised as productivity. Single target execution is clarity disguised as simplicity. You have a choice, and the choice is clear. Fast chaos, or slow mastery. Scattered attention, or intentional direction. One target, one direction, one victory at a time. You now understand the power of focusing your effort into one direction at a time. You've learned how to eliminate the noise, build a focus identity, and execute with precision. But there's another layer to focus, a deeper discipline that determines whether you rise or collapse in moments of pressure. You mastered execution. Now you must master consistency. Chapter 5. Discipline is not pain, it's precision. Discipline is not suffering. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is not a motivational phrase to repeat when you feel guilty. Discipline is precision. It's not about working harder. It's about removing the unnecessary. It's about shaping your life so your energy flows toward what truly matters. Discipline frees your mind. Indiscipline drains it. That's the key. If your life feels chaotic, if your mind feels crowded, if your progress feels slow, it's not because you lack motivation. It's because your habits and choices are scattered. Discipline isn't about pain, it's about clarity in action. The lie you've been sold about discipline. Most people think discipline is about forcing yourself to do what you hate. Wake up at 5 a.m. Exercise when you're exhausted. Sacrifice everything for success. These are oversimplified slogans. They create fear. They make discipline feel like torture. And when you feel tortured, you quit. Discipline doesn't have to be punishment. Discipline is precision, eliminating distractions, reducing choices, and structuring your day so focus is inevitable. Discipline frees your mind. Indiscipline drains it. The power of removing unnecessary choices. Every day your brain faces hundreds of decisions. What to eat, what to check, what to say, what to do first. Each choice consumes energy. Each decision taxes your attention. Undisciplined people leave decisions to chance. They react. They waste willpower. They drift. Disciplined people remove unnecessary choices. They automate. They predecide. They protect their mental energy for what matters. Here's the truth. Discipline is not doing more. It's doing less with more focus. Discipline frees your mind. Indiscipline drains it. Precision habits that simplify life. Let's get practical. Here are examples of habits that reduce mental friction and strengthen discipline. 1. Fixed routines. Wake up at the same time. Plan your day the same way. Start work at the same hour. Your brain stops deciding what now. The routine creates structure automatically. Your energy is free to focus on high-value work. 2. Structured work blocks. Assign blocks of time to tasks instead of jumping around. Use your calendar like a weapon. Deep work becomes easier when distractions are pre-removed. Your mind knows, this block is sacred. This block is focused. 3. Pre-decided priorities. Decide in advance what's important today. Not 20 tasks. Not 10 tasks. Just the few that move the needle. When priorities are clear, you stop wasting energy on trivial choices. Discipline is not about pain. It's about preparation, simplicity, and precision. Discipline frees your mind. Indiscipline drains it. The illusion of self-control. Many people believe they need to willpower through distraction. They rely on strength to resist impulses. That is weakness in disguise. Strength alone cannot protect focus if your environment, habits, and routines are chaotic. True discipline doesn't rely on willpower. It relies on structure. It relies on removing the possibility of distraction. It relies on turning focus into an identity and then building systems to enforce it. You have a choice. Fight chaos with force or prevent chaos with precision. Precision always wins. Discipline frees your mind. Indiscipline drains it. Why discipline is liberation. Discipline does not restrict. It liberates. Here's why. When you automate habits, predecide priorities, and protect your attention, you stop wasting energy on trivial choices. You stop reacting to every distraction. You stop living in chaos. Your mind is free to focus, create, and execute. Discipline frees your mind. Indiscipline drains it. Think of it like sharpening a knife. You don't swing a dull blade wildly. You remove what dulls it. You polish it. You focus it. Then every cut is effortless and precise. That's how your mind works too. The 3 core principles of discipline: precision. Simplify, reduce choices. Automate decisions. Eliminate low-value tasks. Structure, protect time with routines, blocks, and schedules. Protect, guard your attention. Don't let noise, distractions, or indecision steal it. Do this consistently and discipline becomes effortless. Do this inconsistently and indiscipline drains every ounce of energy you have. Discipline frees your mind. Indiscipline drains it. How to implement discipline today. You don't need a big plan. You need small, precise actions repeated daily. Pick one fixed routine for mornings or evenings. Predecide your top 3 priorities tomorrow. Schedule at least one deep work block without interruptions. Remove one low-value decision or habit that steals your attention. Do this daily. Repeat it. Reinforce it. Precision compounds. Discipline compounds. Your results compound. Discipline frees your mind. Indiscipline drains it. The deep truth of this chapter. Discipline is not a weapon to beat yourself. Discipline is a tool to free yourself. Discipline is about removing what weakens your focus so what remains is pure, powerful, and unstoppable. Indiscipline is chaos disguised as freedom. It drains your energy. It clouds your mind. It sabotages your progress. You have a choice. You can fight chaos with willpower, or you can remove chaos with precision. Choose precision. Discipline frees your mind. Indiscipline drains it. You've learned how to stop chaos in its tracks. You've learned how to sharpen your focus, build routines, and remove unnecessary choices. You've discovered that discipline is not pain. It's the structure that makes ruthless focus possible. But there's more to mastering focus than precision. Discipline must translate into protected energy, mental, emotional, and physical energy, to maintain clarity and long-term performance. You mastered structure. Now you must protect your energy like a fortress. Chapter 6. Protect your energy like a fortress. Your focus is only as strong as your energy. Your discipline is only as effective as the mental, emotional, and physical energy that fuels it. And here's the truth most people ignore. Energy is limited. Every choice, every conversation, every distraction drains your reserves. Every unnecessary task, every chaotic environment, every negative influence chips away at the fuel that powers focus. If you don't protect your energy, no amount of motivation, discipline, or identity will matter. Guard your energy as fiercely as your goals. That's the key. The reality of limited cognitive energy. Your brain is not limitless. Your willpower is not infinite. Your focus is a resource that depletes every time you scatter it. Have you ever felt exhausted after a simple day filled with meetings, notifications, and interruptions? That's your energy being drained, not by hard work but by scattered demands. Energy is like a battery. Every distraction, every low-value decision, every complaint you listen to draws from it. Once it's gone, your mind shuts down. Your discipline fades. Your focus evaporates. You have a choice. Guard your energy, or watch it disappear. Identifying energy thieves. The first step to protecting your energy is to identify what steals it. Here are the most common energy thieves. 1. Chronic complainers. Some people never stop talking about problems, frustrations, and negativity. They drain you emotionally. They steal your mental space. They hijack your focus with their chaos. You don't need their permission to exit the conversation. You don't need their approval to walk away. Guard your energy as fiercely as your goals. 2. Chaotic workspaces. A cluttered desk, a noisy office, constant interruptions. These are silent energy drains. Your brain must work harder to filter distractions. Your focus suffers. Your productivity collapses. Clean your environment. Remove unnecessary stimuli. Create a workspace that supports focus, not steals it. 3. Multitasking demands. When you try to do 10 things at once, you burn cognitive energy like gasoline on a fire. Switching between tasks fragments attention. Your brain exhausts itself keeping up. Your output declines. One target. One direction. One victory at a time. Guard your energy as fiercely as your goals. How energy management relates to focus. Energy and focus are inseparable. Without energy, you cannot execute deep work. Without energy, routines collapse. Without energy, discipline fails. The people who achieve remarkable results aren't necessarily more talented. They are better at protecting their energy. They create boundaries, structure their days, and filter out low-value demands. And because their energy is protected, their focus becomes unstoppable. You have a choice. Spend your energy on what matters, or give it away freely. Guard your energy as fiercely as your goals. Strategies to protect your energy. Let's break it down into actionable steps. 1. Create boundaries with people. You don't have to respond to every request, message, or interruption. You don't need to fix everyone else's problems. Say no without guilt. Your energy belongs to you. Protect it, guard it, value it. 2. Control your environment. Remove unnecessary noise from your surroundings. Declutter your workspace. Use headphones if needed. Structure your environment to amplify focus and minimize distraction. When your space is designed for work, your brain wastes less energy filtering chaos. 3. Limit low-value tasks. Not everything you do matters. Stop giving energy to tasks that don't move the needle. Batch the rest or eliminate them completely. Your energy is precious. Spend it where it counts. 4. Schedule recovery. Energy is not infinite. It must be replenished. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, and deliberate breaks are not optional, they are essential. Protecting energy includes resting strategically to maintain performance. Guard your energy as fiercely as your goals. The deep truth about energy and results. Energy protection is not optional. It is fundamental to success. Every distraction you allow costs mental clarity. Every low-value conversation steals momentum. Every chaotic environment depletes the fuel you need to execute at your best. If you fail to manage energy, you are sabotaging yourself. It doesn't matter how disciplined you are, how strong your identity is, or how precise your execution is. Without energy, nothing works. Guard your energy as fiercely as your goals. Real-world examples of energy protection. 1. Elon Musk. Musk schedules his day in strict time blocks and delegates energy-draining tasks. He eliminates meetings and interruptions whenever possible. His energy is protected for high-impact work. 2. Serena Williams. Serena protects her energy by controlling her training environment and limiting unnecessary distractions. She focuses on what drives results and discards the rest. 3. Successful entrepreneurs. They automate low-value decisions, minimize social distractions, and filter communication. Energy protection is baked into their routines. All of them understand, energy is power. Energy is focus. Energy is results. Guard your energy as fiercely as your goals. Building your energy fortress. Step 1. Identify the drains. Step 2. Remove the drains. Step 3. Structure your day to preserve energy. Remember, your brain is your greatest asset. Your attention is your greatest weapon. Your energy is the fuel that drives both. Every decision you make either protects energy or wastes it. Every boundary you set either amplifies focus or erodes it. You have a choice. Guard your energy. Protect it relentlessly. Channel it toward your goals. Now that you understand the importance of protecting energy, you are ready to tackle another pillar of focus: delayed gratification and the power of patience. You've built structure. You've built identity. You've mastered execution. You've protected your energy. Next, you will learn how resisting the immediate reward multiplies your results. Chapter 7. Delay gratification or delay success. You choose. Success is delayed gratification. There's no shortcut. There's no hack. There's no magic pill. Every time you give in to immediate pleasure, you delay your progress. Every time you prioritize comfort over discipline, you postpone your results. Every time you chase short-term impulses, you push your future further away. You have a choice: delay gratification or delay success. That's the key. The danger of short-term impulses. Most people sabotage themselves without even realizing it. Scrolling your phone instead of working on your most important task. Binge-watching instead of building your skills. Eating, shopping, or indulging without purpose. Each of these may seem small. Each of these feels harmless in the moment. But small impulses compound into months of lost progress. Short-term pleasure is addictive. It hijacks your brain's reward system. It rewires your priorities toward comfort, convenience, and distraction. And the cost is always the same: delayed progress, stalled growth, and weakened momentum. Every time you delay gratification, you accelerate your future. Every time you give in to impulse, you delay it. Why delay matters most early in the year. The beginning of the year is when momentum is built. It's when habits, routines, and energy are most malleable. It's when small actions compound into massive results. Yet most people blow it. They set goals, get inspired, and then cave to short-term urges. The result? Another year of starting over. Another year where potential remains untapped. Delaying gratification isn't a punishment. It's a strategic decision to accelerate your progress. It's a commitment to the future version of yourself. Every time you delay gratification, you accelerate your future. Every time you cave, you slow it down. Strategies to resist urges. Resisting impulse is not about willpower alone. It's about creating systems that make delay easier. 1. Time buffers. Whenever an urge hits, introduce a time buffer. Delay the action for 5, 10, or 20 minutes. Observe how your desire often diminishes when it's not acted on immediately. The mind is impatient. The brain thrives on immediacy. Time buffers create space for reason to override impulse. Every time you delay gratification, you accelerate your future. 2. Friction barriers. Make it harder to indulge in distractions. Delete apps from your phone. Move snacks out of reach. Log out of social media. Friction is your ally. It reduces impulse without requiring constant self-control. Every time you delay gratification, you accelerate your future. 3. Purposeful delay. Don't just resist randomly. Replace the urge with a purposeful action. Feel the pull to scroll? Work on your most important task instead. Want to indulge in comfort? Take a walk, write, or exercise. Purposeful delay turns resistance into momentum. You're not denying yourself, you're redirecting energy toward progress. Every time you delay gratification, you accelerate your future. The psychology behind successful delay. Delaying gratification rewires your brain for long-term thinking. It trains patience. It strengthens self-discipline. It converts desire into strategy. Successful people aren't inherently better at resisting temptation. They've built systems and habits that make delayed gratification natural. They choose the long-term reward over the short-term thrill, every single day. Your brain can be trained the same way. Every time you resist, you reinforce neural pathways that favor focus, patience, and high-value action. Every time you delay gratification, you accelerate your future. Every time you cave, you delay it. Real-world examples of delayed gratification. 1. Top athletes don't indulge in shortcuts, junk food, or distractions. They delay gratification in training, diet, and rest to maximize performance. Their long-term results are built on hundreds of small delayed rewards. 2. Entrepreneurs. Successful founders reinvest time, money, and energy rather than chasing immediate pleasures. They sacrifice comfort now to create freedom later. Their delayed gratification compounds into massive growth. 3. Creators and artists. Creators spend hours practicing, refining, and learning, resisting the urge to give in to laziness or distractions. Their masterpieces are the result of small, consistent delays in gratification. Every time they delay gratification, they accelerate their future. And you can do the same. The habit of consistent delay. The power of delayed gratification isn't in rare heroic acts. It's in small, consistent practice. Delay checking your phone in the morning. Delay snacks until after meaningful work. Delay entertainment until after priorities are complete. Every consistent delay strengthens your ability to prioritize long-term results over fleeting impulses. Every time you delay gratification, you accelerate your future. Every time you cave, you delay it. The deep truth of this chapter. Delaying gratification is not easy. It feels uncomfortable. It challenges your instincts. It resists immediate pleasure. But discomfort is temporary. Progress is permanent. Every time you resist, you win. Every time you redirect energy, you grow. Every time you choose the future over the present, you accelerate your success. You have a choice: delay gratification or delay success. That's the key. You now understand that focus, identity, execution, discipline, energy, and patience all work together. Delayed gratification compounds results, builds self-control, and creates unstoppable momentum. But even delayed gratification can fail without the right mindset. You need to train your mind to align with your goals and sustain this disciplined practice through every challenge. Chapter 8. Build systems that remove thought and increase output. Most people chase goals. They rely on motivation. They hope inspiration will strike. Here's the problem. Motivation is unreliable. Goals are fragile. Life is messy. You can want something all day, but if the system isn't in place, progress is accidental. You will fail. You will stall. The people who win, the people who move relentlessly toward their potential, don't chase goals. They build systems. Systems remove thought. Systems increase output. Systems create progress even when you don't feel like progressing. That's the key. Goal chasers versus system builders. Goal chasers are optimistic. They write a big number on a whiteboard. They dream. They hope. They rely on motivation to push them forward. System builders are different. They design their environment. They automate decisions. They create frameworks that produce results regardless of mood, energy, or willpower. Goal chasers wait for inspiration. System builders act regardless. You want results that last? Stop chasing. Start building. Why systems outperform goals? Goals are outcomes. Systems are processes. A goal might be, I want to lose 20 pounds. A system is, I will work out 45 minutes every day, track calories, and meal prep. The goal depends on motivation, luck, and energy. The system guarantees progress. Every day you follow the system, you inch closer to the result. Even when motivation is gone. Even when life is hard. Even when distractions appear. Systems create progress even when you don't feel like progressing. Every time. Examples of high-performance systems. Let's make it practical. 1. Daily wins list. Instead of chasing a vague goal, list 3 to 5 actions that matter most. Do them every day. Cross them off. Small wins build momentum and reinforce your identity as a productive, focused person. 2. Preset work blocks. Structure your day into deep work blocks. Use your calendar like a weapon. No decisions about what to do next. No room for distractions. The system runs you, not the chaos. 3. Environmental cues. Set up triggers that guide behavior. Your workspace, your devices, and your tools all direct action automatically. A clean desk cues focus. A preloaded checklist cues productivity. A silent phone cues uninterrupted attention. Every system is a silent machine that moves you forward without requiring willpower. Systems create progress even when you don't feel like progressing. The psychology of systems. Systems shift the burden from motivation to habit. Humans are wired for shortcuts. We avoid thinking when possible. Systems exploit this. By designing routines, triggers, and processes, you reduce mental friction. You remove the constant question, what should I do next? Without that question, energy is freed. Focus is amplified. Execution becomes effortless. Systems create progress even when you don't feel like progressing. That's the key. The dangers of relying on motivation. Motivation is fickle. It comes and goes like the weather. You wake up inspired. Then life hits. The emails flood in. The distractions appear. Your willpower dips. Your goal-chasing day falls apart. Relying on motivation is gambling with your results. Systems remove the gamble. Systems automate your success. Every time motivation fails, systems continue. Systems create progress even when you don't feel like progressing. Building your first system. Step 1. Identify your highest leverage outcome. Step 2. Break it down into repeatable actions. Step 3. Design the environment and schedule to enforce those actions. For example, outcome, write a book. Actions, write 500 words per day. System, morning block from 6 to 7 a.m., writing software ready, phone in another room, word count tracked daily. Notice the beauty, no motivation needed. No emotional energy required. The system executes and results accumulate. The compounding power of systems. Systems are like interest in a bank account. Each small, consistent action builds momentum. Over weeks, months, and years, compounding creates massive outcomes. Goal chasing is linear and fragile. System building is exponential and resilient. Every action, repeated within a system, reinforces identity. Every block completed becomes evidence that you are disciplined, capable, and relentless. Systems create progress even when you don't feel like progressing. That's the key. Maintaining system discipline. A system is only effective if maintained. Review systems weekly. Remove friction points. Adjust for efficiency. Protect the system from distractions, energy drains, and chaos. A broken system is just a goal. A maintained system is unstoppable momentum. Systems create progress even when you don't feel like progressing. Every single day. The deep truth of this chapter. Goals are the destination. Systems are the vehicle. Chasing goals without systems is exhausting. Building systems without goals is aimless. Combine both, clarity of purpose with structured execution, and you unlock relentless forward motion. You have a choice: rely on motivation and hope, or build a system that ensures results. Systems create progress even when you don't feel like progressing. Every time, every day, every action. You now know how to remove mental friction and automate success. You've learned that systems outperform motivation, create momentum, and reinforce identity. But even the best systems fail if the mind isn't prepared for resistance, doubt, and obstacles. You must master your mindset to sustain this relentless forward motion. Chapter 9. Make your progress silent and your results loud. Most people believe success is about talking about it. They announce goals. They broadcast intentions. They post updates. Here's the problem. Public declarations dilute discipline. They make you seek validation instead of building internal strength. They give your brain a false reward before the real work begins. Do the work silently. Let the results make the noise. That's the key. Why talking weakens discipline? When you declare your intentions publicly, something subtle happens. Your brain gets a premature reward. The dopamine spike from praise, likes, or agreement tricks your mind into feeling accomplished. You feel progress without doing the work. That's dangerous. Validation becomes a substitute for action. You start performing for attention, not for results. Discipline fades when the goal is external approval. Focus weakens. Execution stalls. Do the work silently. Let the results make the noise. The power of silent work. Silent work is invisible to others, but it compounds like interest in a bank account. Every small, unnoticed action adds up. Every quiet effort strengthens habits. Every focused session builds momentum. No applause. No likes. No comments. Just results. The world sees the end product, not the countless invisible hours. This is how mastery is built. This is how legacies are created. Do the work silently. Let the results make the noise. Loud goals attract resistance. Announcing your ambitions doesn't just dilute discipline, it invites resistance. People may criticize. People may distract. People may unintentionally sabotage your progress. Every loud goal adds friction. Every public statement exposes you to doubt, from others and yourself. Every external expectation divides your focus. Silent work shields you from unnecessary interference. It allows pure attention to flow into the actions that matter. Do the work silently. Let the results make the noise. Real-world examples of silent progress. 1. Top athletes rarely announce every goal. They train in private, grind in silence, and let performance on game day speak for itself. The work is invisible. The results are undeniable. 2. Entrepreneurs. Successful founders often build quietly before launching. They test, iterate, and refine without broadcasting the process. By the time the world sees their work, momentum and credibility are unstoppable. 3. Creators and artists. Masters of craft produce first, showcase later. They avoid the trap of seeking early validation. Their results carry authority that words alone never could. Do the work silently. Let the results make the noise. Strategies to keep work silent. 1. Avoid public goal announcements. Keep intentions to yourself or share only with a trusted mentor. Focus on action, not applause. 2. Track progress privately. Use journals, private apps, or personal trackers. Document effort, growth, and results without needing external approval. 3. Celebrate internally. Acknowledge milestones privately. Reward yourself quietly. Motivation should come from internal recognition, not social validation. Do the work silently. Let the results make the noise. The psychology behind silent work. Humans naturally crave validation. We are wired to seek acknowledgement. But when discipline relies on external approval, it becomes fragile. Silent work shifts the reward system. The pleasure comes from completion, growth, and mastery, not applause. Your brain begins to associate satisfaction with effort, not recognition. This builds resilience. This builds internal strength. This builds unstoppable momentum. Do the work silently. Let the results make the noise. The compound effect of quiet effort. Every silent action compounds. Each invisible step builds the foundation for breakthroughs. While others seek attention, you are accumulating leverage. Weeks, months, and years of quiet effort produce results that speak louder than any declaration ever could. Do the work silently. Let the results make the noise. The deep truth of this chapter. Discipline thrives in silence. Results resonate loudly when built on unseen effort. You don't need validation to act. You don't need recognition to persist. You don't need applause to win. The world will notice when the work is done. The world will recognize results, not intentions. Do the work silently. Let the results make the noise. You now understand that identity, execution, discipline, energy, patience, systems, and silent work all contribute to unstoppable progress. But there's one final step, tying everything together into ruthless focus that persists every day, every week, every month. Do the work silently. Let the results make the noise. Chapter 10. Become the person who cannot be distracted. This is the ultimate transformation. Not fighting distraction. Not trying harder. Not relying on willpower. Becoming the person who cannot be distracted. A focused mind is a powerful mind. And a powerful mind is unstoppable. That's the key. The truth about distraction. Distraction is everywhere. Notifications, social media, noise, chaos, and people demanding your attention. Most people try to resist it. They fail. They get frustrated. They give in. But what if you didn't fight it? What if distraction simply didn't affect you anymore? That is the transformation of an unshakably focused individual. A focused mind is a powerful mind. And a powerful mind is unstoppable. The traits of unshakable focus. 1. Clarity. Clarity about purpose, priorities, and identity. You know what matters most. You know which actions produce results. Everything else becomes noise. Clarity allows your brain to ignore trivial distractions. Clarity turns decisions into automatic choices. Clarity turns every day into deliberate progress. A focused mind is a powerful mind. And a powerful mind is unstoppable. 2. Boundaries. Boundaries are the armor of focus. You protect your energy. You limit interruptions. You control your environment. No notification, no unnecessary conversation, no chaotic environment can breach these boundaries. Boundaries make distraction powerless. Boundaries make consistency inevitable. A focused mind is a powerful mind. And a powerful mind is unstoppable. 3. Repetition. Focus is a habit, not an event. Every day, every block, every action reinforces your identity. You show up even when you don't feel like it. You repeat the small, disciplined actions that build unstoppable momentum. Repetition compounds into resilience. Repetition compounds into skill. Repetition compounds into mastery. A focused mind is a powerful mind. And a powerful mind is unstoppable. 4. Purpose. Focus without purpose is fragile. Purpose is the fuel that sustains you when motivation fades. Purpose is the reason you protect your energy, honor your systems, and delay gratification. Purpose turns obstacles into opportunities. Purpose makes sacrifice worthwhile. Purpose aligns your identity with your actions. A focused mind is a powerful mind. And a powerful mind is unstoppable. Becoming immune to distraction. The secret is identity over effort. You are no longer someone fighting to focus. You are someone who focuses naturally. You are someone who automatically rejects low-value distractions, consistently executes high-value tasks, protects energy and attention as sacred, builds momentum quietly and relentlessly. Distraction becomes irrelevant. Resistance becomes internalized. Focus becomes the default state. A focused mind is a powerful mind. And a powerful mind is unstoppable. The daily practice of unshakable focus. Start with identity. Remind yourself, I am a focused person. Distractions do not control me. Reinforce with systems. Schedule work blocks, daily wins lists, and environments that eliminate chaos. Protect your energy, guard mental, emotional, and physical resources fiercely. Exercise delayed gratification. Resist impulses and prioritize long-term results. Do the work silently. Let actions, not words, define you. Repeat this daily. Every day. Every block. Every choice. A focused mind is a powerful mind. And a powerful mind is unstoppable. Real-world examples. Elite athletes train relentlessly, ignore distractions, and trust their routines. Top entrepreneurs shield their energy, automate decisions, and stay on mission despite chaos. World-class creators produce in silence, letting mastery speak for itself. All of them embody the principle: becoming immune to distraction is not a skill, it's an identity. A focused mind is a powerful mind. And a powerful mind is unstoppable. Final challenge. You've learned identity, discipline, systems, energy protection, delayed gratification, silent progress, and single-target execution. Now it's time to integrate everything. Build the person who cannot be distracted. Protect your mind, your energy, and your time. Let results speak louder than intentions. Your transformation starts now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. A focused mind is a powerful mind. And a powerful mind is unstoppable. If you want more audiobooks that sharpen your focus, build unstoppable discipline, and transform your life, subscribe now. Hit the bell to never miss a lesson that turns knowledge into action.